In a past life, my parents died saving Tang Zhongnan and his family. Afterwards I was brought from the countryside to the Tang family, and I stayed there for 10 years. I also loved Tang Zhongnan for 10 years. Later, my diary was seen by Uncle Tang, and he decided that Tang Zhongnan should marry me. 10 years after the marriage, Tang Zhongnan treated me with a cold face every day. He treated me like a nanny, insisting that I hand wash his underwear. Even intimate encounters required the father-in-law to speak with him once before he would come to my room. Later, one rainy day he suddenly took me and my son to enjoy the rain. But unfortunately we were caught in a flash flood. He left me and my son at the foot of the mountain, drove up to rescue his childhood sweetheart. My son and I were swept away by the flood. After death, my soul drifted above. Seeing Tang Zhongnan holding on to Ling Jingjin and her child to comfort them, Ling Jingjin cried, "Zhongnan, I'm sorry. If it weren't for me, your wife and child wouldn't have been swept away by the flood." Tang Zhongnan spoke softly but cruelly. "None of this is your business. I never loved her to begin with. If it weren't for her, I would have been with you a long time ago, and I wouldn't have let you and the child suffer. If she hadn't interfered, how would my father have allowed me to come out? I wouldn't have used the excuse of taking them out to rescue you and the child. This is what she and her child owe you." At that moment, I wished I could kill Tang Zhongnan, this despicable man. When I opened my eyes again, I was back to the day my diary was discovered. Only this time, Tang Zhongnan was the first to get hold of my diary. He threw the diary into the fire pit and coldly warned me, "Bai Jiaqiu, stay away from me. Don't have any other gross thoughts about me." I sneered. "Exactly. In this life I'm not here to love you either." Tang Zhongnan watched the diary burn before he left my room. Before leaving, he warned me, "From now on, stop writing those disgusting things. Put away all your little schemes. The Tang family can still tolerate you. Otherwise where you came from, where you should go back to." It took me a moment to react. After he left I realized I had been reborn. I was reborn before I had married Tang Zhongnan. The diary had been torn up, and Uncle Tang wouldn't have known my thoughts. In this life, I will never marry Tang Zhongnan again. I took a deep breath. The scent on Tang Zhongnan filled my lungs. I felt a wave of nausea and immediately opened the window to drive away Tang Zhongnan's scent. In the last life, I was very sensitive to the scent on him. Every time I get close to Tang Zhongnan, I feel a physiological liking arise. I can't help but draw in a quiet breath, as if the air entering my lungs is also a close contact. But in this life, as long as I can smell his scent, I hate it so much I can't help wanting to puke. If I had a knife in my hand right now, I would without hesitation give him a single knife wound. But I understand that this will ruin my life again. I have already had my life ruined by him once. In this lifetime, let him have his wish. Lock it with a childhood sweetheart and be done with it. In this lifetime I must become strong and not rely on the Tang family. Because Uncle Tang gave a death order, I must graduate from university before I can leave. I have one more year before graduating from university, and I can leave the Tang family then. Uncle Tang treats me well, and I don't want to make him too sad. At this time in the previous life, because of my outstanding physics, I had already received an invitation from the Academy of Sciences. I immediately searched and found the invitation among a pile of books. Fortunately, I kept it well hidden. Otherwise, Tang Zhongnan would have surely found it just now. In my previous life, I gave up the invitation from the Academy for Tang Zhongnan, willingly giving up what I was proud of physics and chose to wash my hands and cook for him. As it turned out, a woman who is too love-struck will not have a good outcome. Even if I carved my heart open for Tang Zhongnan, his heart was not with me. In the previous life, my obsession forced him. In this life, I will not let my heart move. That dog man, whoever wants it can have it. I just need to endure for one more month. Then I can go to the Academy of Sciences, pack up my clothes, grab the suitcase, and head out. I plan to stay in the school dormitory for a month. The unlucky thing is that I ran into Tang Zhongnan taking Ling Jingjin out. I originally wanted to pretend I didn't see the two of them, but Ling Jingjin deliberately lobbied me with Tang Zhongnan. Qiu Xiao. Are you going out? Zhongnan happens to want to take me out. Want me to give you a ride for a while? My eyes were a bit red from crying just now, so I didn't raise my head. Just coldly refused. No need. I'll take a taxi. Tang Zhongnan spoke coldly. What are you up to now? Do you think pulling this off means you're self-reliant? Won't you want my dad to see it and misunderstand that my family is abusing you? Bai Jiaqiu, your thoughts are really deep. I clenched my teeth. This man is a dog. And not a single word from his dog mouth is pleasant to hear. What I can't figure out is why in this life it wasn't Uncle Tang who discovered my diary, but Tang Zhongnan. Seeing that I kept silent, Tang Zhongnan continued. What? Have I hit the mark? If it weren't for that diary, I wouldn't know your sordid thoughts, nor would I willingly suffer and accommodate all my life. By the way, I have confessed to Jean. Soon we will be married. My future wife, the mother of my future children, will only be Jean. Come over and call for someone. My heart jolted suddenly. Why did Tang Zhongnan say this? Did he also get a rebirth? Otherwise, why would this life begin with him discovering my diary first? He immediately went to confess to Ling Jean. And his attitude toward me as well, after the diary from the previous life was discovered. He was just annoyed with me, but now there is obvious disgust. I looked up at Tang Zhongnan, and he looked at me with a threatening gaze. Bai Jiaqiu, call someone. My eyes reddened even more. Did he and Ling Jean also die? Tang Zhongnan loves Ling Jean too much. So in this life he came back to protect Ling Jean and their future child. So what do I and my child count as? That's a huge joke. I warned myself not to think crazy thoughts. I and Tang Zhongnan will not marry, and we will not have children, whether he is reborn or not. In this life I don't want to have any dealings with him. Lian Jean shyly tugged at Tang Zhongnan's sleeve and pouted. Oh. Don't make things hard for Qiuzhu. You know the girl's feelings for you, yet you push her so hard. Aren't you afraid she'll run away from home? If uncle gets angry later, he'll make you kneel at the family shrine. Lian Jean indeed still loves to sow discord as in the last life. In the last life I suffered a lot at her hands. And this life, after not loving Tang Zhongnan, I find her ridiculous. Tang Zhongnan protected Ling Jean and said to me. What are you staring at? Could it be that you have some designs on me? If you dare to tell Dad about your feelings for me, you're dead. Tang Zhongnan started to threaten me. I glanced at Tang Zhongnan, unable to hide the disgust in my eyes, and said, You've misread me. Those letters I wrote were for someone else. Tang Zhongnan was stunned by the disgust in my eyes. Then he was amused by my words. Do you mean those letters were written for someone else? Bai Jieqi, not only are you scheming, you're also chronically deceitful. My dad should see you like this face of yours. Otherwise he'd still think you're a blank sheet of paper. Cold Jean stood nearby, watching me with a smile. She even stirred the pot. Zhongnan. You can't blame the young girl entirely. After all, she sees your face every day. If it were me, I would really find it hard to like any man other than you. Jean, my heart belongs to you. I love you alone. Other people's affections mean nothing to me. I don't care for them either. Tang Zhongnan said, glowering at me. I suppressed my urge to fight back and denied. Whether you believe it or not, that letter wasn't for you anyway. Even if I went to Uncle Tang, I would tell you it wasn't written for you. Brother, sister-in-law, you all go ahead and have fun. I have a meet-up with a friend. Aren't you just calling me brother and sister-in-law? I called you. In this life, we are just siblings. Without looking back, I pulled my suitcase and left. Ling Jean pretended to be magnanimous and said, Oh. The girl has quite a temper. You must have made her angry. Hurry up and appease her. Tang Zhongnan hugged Ling Jean tightly, unable to resist wanting to show affection. Seeing my stubborn departing figure, he spoke coldly. Mind your own business. Don't think a little life-saving grace can curry favor with me. If you've got the guts, never enter the Tang family's door for the rest of your life. 2. I have never thought about wanting to enter the Tang family's door. If possible, I wish so much that mom and dad could come back to accompany me. But there are no ifs. And so I can only promise to take care of my own life from now on. Grandma and grandpa are still waiting for me in the countryside to come back and take care of them. I cannot waste any more time on Tangzhongnan. A few days at school, Uncle Tang called me and asked me to go home. His birthday has come, and he wants me to come back to attend the banquet. These days, the circle is lively, because Tang Zhongnan announced his relationship with Ling Jinjin. The young masters in the circle are favoring Tang Zhongnan, so they also give Ling Jinjin some face. This time is Uncle Tang's birthday. He will probably announce the engagement between Tang Zhongnan and Ling Jinjin. I don't want to invite bad luck, but Uncle Tang insists I return, saying there is something to announce this time. I can only promise. And in the end, Uncle Tang sent someone to come pick me up. When I finally saw the person, I was still a bit surprised. Hello, little sister. Brother Ji Cheng is here to pick you up. Ji Cheng and I grew up together as well. Because of my selfishness, I never called Tang Zhongnan Gij, and naturally I never called Ji Cheng Gij either. Ji Cheng Gij. Hello. Sorry to bother you. Ji Cheng paused in his smile, then put away his smile and eyed me over the sunglasses. Are you all right? I was puzzled and said, Am I okay? What's wrong? He stared at me for a few moments, turned his head, and led me away in front of everyone. Do you know about Zhongnan and that person? Word has it. What do you think? Me. If they want to get married, let them marry. I'll give a gift. It's just that I don't have money right now. Ji Chengij, could you lend me a little? I even made a small joke. Ji Cheng clicked his tongue, as if he had discovered a new world. Aren't you fond of Tang Zhongnan? I don't like Tang Zhongnan anymore. So obvious to others that my liking is. Ji Cheng looked at me again, smiled. Then what about me? If you don't like Zhongnan, can you like me? Me. 3. Back at the Tang family, uncle and aunt were both there. As I entered the door, I tripped on the carpet and almost fell. And Ji Cheng reached out to hold my waist. I was about to say thank you when suddenly someone ripped us apart. My arm was squeezed so hard that it hurt. You hurt me. I frowned at Tang Zhongnan, not knowing what kind of nerve he was in. Ji Cheng. I told you before that Bai Jiaqio's mind runs deep. She's not a type you can control. People like her are not suitable for the circle. Don't be deceived by her appearance. Ji Cheng shrugged and went to greet his uncle and aunt. I want to go too. But Tang Zhongnan is still gripping my arm. Don't think I can't see through your little schemes. My wrist hurts a lot, and I'm very impatient. If my aunt and uncle weren't here, I would surely turn hostile in a moment. What schemes do I have? Hee hee. Aren't you just trying to flirt with Ji Cheng in front of me to test my attitude toward you? Let me tell you, Bai Jiaqio, even if you sleep with someone else tonight, I won't be jealous, and I won't stop you. My heart suddenly sank. I know Tang Zhongnan doesn't love me, but I didn't expect him to humiliate me like this. Did he think that after my rebirth, despite the hatred, I would still love him? Does he think I have no other men besides him? I, Bai Jiaqio, am not a complete failure, nor am I a plain ugliest duck. On what basis does he decide about me? Let go of me. Tang Zhongnan realized that he was still holding onto my arm. He shook off my arm like a flame, and there was already a red patch on it. His eyes dodged a few times and he said, In short, thoughts like today, keep them to a minimum. I am already engaged to Jinjin. Tonight my parents will announce the news. By the way, I forgot to tell you. I begged my parents for this. He looked at me with a hopeless, dead-eyed gaze, but my heart had already died. I turned around, draping my clothes over the place Tang Zhongnan had just squeezed, to block it, and went to greet my uncle and aunt. No matter what Tang Zhongnan did to me, my uncle and aunt have always been kind to me and give me whatever I need. The reason I could achieve such grades in physics was also because my uncle and aunt gave me strong support. Today is my uncle's birthday, and I can't spoil the mood. I said hello and went upstairs to change clothes, but I hadn't gone far before we're stopped by Ji Cheng. This dress was prepared for you. He handed over a piece of clothing. I froze for a moment and didn't reach out. Your wrist marks are too noticeable. If someone sees them, they'll talk. This garment is long-sleeved and can help cover them up a bit. After the banquet ends, you can return it to me. He blinked at me. Thank you, Brother Ji Cheng. I politely thanked them. And I truly appreciate Ji Cheng's attentiveness. I already told you not to call Zhongnan brother. That guy is thoughtless. Only a little patient with Lian Jin. But me, as long as the person my brother values is there, I will always keep him at heart every moment, every second, anywhere. So little sister, do you want to be my brother's beloved? Ji Cheng's tall, superior height is like that of a male model, and that face, not inferior to a movie star's, shines brilliantly under the lights. I have always known Ji Cheng's goodness. And it happens to be on a red backdrop. A strict tutor. Otherwise the Tang family wouldn't have let Tang Zhongnan and Ji Cheng grow up together. Ji Chengage, are you serious? I asked him cautiously. Ji Cheng only smiled, pat my head, and turned to leave. I can't quite understand him anymore. 4. There were many socialites who attended the dinner. Uncle Tang's 55th birthday banquet drew a good crowd. I was utterly bored, swaying a glass of wine to the side, watching the toasts and cups clinking at the banquet. And I felt my mind wander for a moment. In my past life, I was the one who arranged such occasions. Ever since I married Tang Zhongnan, he has paid no attention to family matters, including giving birth to my child and the child's 100-day banquet. He never showed up. Only my in-laws and I attended. Back then I was always the target of whispers and pointing fingers. Just like now. Have you heard? By Jia Qiang raised by the Tang family. They've been generous and kind to him, yet inside she still longs to hook up with young Master Tang. Isn't that right? But young Master Tang doesn't look at her at all, a woman from the countryside, dreaming of marrying into a top-tier aristocratic family on the basis of that worthless act of saving her life. I've begun to doubt whether the car accident was really an accident or someone's doing. Today she's dressed so beautifully. Could it be to hook up with young Master Tang? Miss Ling said that today young Master Tang would publicly propose to her. Some people just lack self-awareness. I heard these words, and Tang Zhongnan heard them as well, but he only took Ling Jin around to introduce her. Not caring about others at all. This also led to others' unscrupulous behavior. I held back the anger in my heart, thinking I just need to endure for a while. After tonight, it will be fine. All of you shut up. If you dare to say one more word. Today I will cover your medical expenses. A cold scold rang out, and I saw Ji Cheng with a cold expression looking at the few people who were gossiping. They were people cold Jin had brought, not brave enough to provoke Ji Cheng, and only dared to bully someone like me who has no background. So they scattered like birds and beasts. Thank you, Ji Cheng Gij. I sincerely expressed my gratitude, but Ji Cheng did not buy it. Aren't you known for having a temper? Even if you don't rely on the Tang family in the future, it's fine. I'll have your back. You just go ahead and cause trouble. I'll clean up the mess for you. I smiled and said nothing. There is no such thing as favoritism. In the future everything will require a price to pay. I don't think I have any chips to offer Ji Cheng. Very soon my uncle and aunt found me. I offered my blessings, gave a gift, and then looked for an excuse to leave. But Uncle Tang and Aunt insisted that I stay, saying there was an important matter to announce. 5. Uncle Tang pulled me and Tang Zhongnan to stand in the banquet hall and addressed everyone. Everyone, quiet down. I am very grateful that you all came to attend my birthday banquet today. Taking advantage of the joyous atmosphere, I will announce 2 things to you. I stood beside Tang Zhongnan, and he whispered, "Did you use some trick?" I tell you, even if Dad forces me to marry you, I would not marry you. I will not make the same mistake a second time. Me too. Tang Zhongnan was stunned and asked, "What did you just say?" Zhongnan, Chiu. You all come over. Tang Zhongnan's interrogation was interrupted by Uncle Tang. I did not pay him any attention again. Smiling as I stepped forward, I let Aunt Tang hold my hand. While Uncle Tang held on to Zhongnan, Uncle Tang said, I really like Qiuqiu. I had been hoping for a chance to recognize her as my daughter. But fortune tellers said that if I were to recognize a daughter, it must wait until my 55th birthday. Qiuqiu's parents sacrificed themselves to save our whole family. And I will remember this kindness for my entire life. They also sent me such an outstanding daughter in Qiuqiu. From today, Qiuqiu is the mistress of the Tang family, and she is just like Zhongnan. So, I hope that everyone present will yield to her in the future whenever they see her. Our child is still young and cannot bear any grievance. Tang Zhongnan suddenly froze. And he almost looked at me in an instant. I just smiled calmly, even taking a moment to say, Dad, Mom, elder brother. Everyone immediately understood that I would no longer be an unnamed wild girl with no status. I am the eldest miss of the Tang family, acknowledged by Uncle Tang and Aunt Tang. If anyone bullies me, the Tang family will surely seek revenge. The few who spoke ill of me earlier slipped away angrily from the corner of the banquet hall, afraid that I would remember them tattling. My godfather and godmother gave me gifts. I reached out in the past and asked Tang Zhongnan, Brother, don't you have a gift for me? Tang Zhongnan's eyes were deep as he looked at me. He narrowed his eyes and whispered, What are you planning again? Even if you become my sister, I won't have any thoughts about you. Brother, you're overthinking. I told you. I really don't like you. I like someone else. Who do you like? Point him out to me, or you're just breadcrumbing the truth. Is it meaningful to approach me with such a disgusting identity? Bai Jiaqiu, have some decency. He actually said I have no face. In the last life. It was clearly him who wanted both and wanted more. How could he have the nerve to say I have no face? That's right. I've given him my face. Which made him so shameless as to utter such words. Like it? What kind of liking? Qiuqiu, do you have someone you like? Here. Auntie Godmother is sharp-eared and heard a few words. Tang Zhongnan's body froze. He gave me a warning look. I looked at Auntie without any flaw, smiling. There is someone. My eldest brother saw me writing to him and asked me about it. At that time I felt I wasn't worthy of him, so I never confessed. Auntie Godmother pulled me aside and said, You are now the eldest daughter of the Tang family. You deserve whoever is worthy. Bring someone over now so we can meet them. Tang Zhongnan replied coldly, Mom, stop egging her on. Who could she like anyway? Didn't we say today to announce my engagement to Jin? Let's start with this matter first. Tang Zhongnan didn't believe I would like anyone else at all. Among the crowd, I saw Ji Qing, waved at him. He pointed to himself, and I nodded vigorously. Tang Zhongnan whispered a warning. Don't cause any trouble. Today is Dad's birthday. Push your stuff to later. His voice carried a sense of urgency, as if trying to cover something up. But I just want to tell Tang Zhongnan that I have no thoughts about him at all. 6. When Ji Qingyi came up, the godparents' eyes lit up. Qiuqiu, the person you like. Is it Ji Qing? I shyly nodded, stepping forward to Ji Qing and said, Ji Qing, I like you. I wrote you a lot of letters before, but I didn't dare to give them to you. I hope today you can give me a chance to like you and to be with you. Ji Qing raised an eyebrow, first peering at Tang Zhongnan, whose face turned dark. Do you really like me? Gu Chunga, I like you. I looked into Ji Qing's eyes, with a hint of pleading. Aren't you asking me to cause trouble? You stop making trouble. Tang Zhongnan went up just as he was about to pull me back. When Ji Qing said, What a coincidence. I like you too, uncle and aunt. I also like Qiuqiu very much. In the future I will help take good care of Qiuqiu for you. I will not let anyone bully her. Not even myself. Please supervise me. Ji Qing spoke, bending down to take my hand, pulling me from Tang Zhongnan's side to his own. Oh, what a grand joy. Ji Qing is thoughtful and good at taking care of people. If you take care of Qiuqiu in the future, I will rest easy. Godfather is very happy and couldn't help clinking glasses with Godmother. Only Tang Zhongnan, with a cold expression, His expression carried a hint of sinister tension as he glanced at Ji Qing, gripping my hand for a few moments before turning away. When he saw Ling Jinjin, his expression softened for a moment. Mom and Dad. Today I'll also announce the engagement news between me and Jinjin. Godfather didn't reply, but Godmother smiled and said okay, and casually announced the news as well. After the announcement, Godmother personally took me and Ji Qing to verify the people, leaving Tang Zhongnan and Ling Jinjin to stand in silence. Aunt Chiu must hate that I took you away and caused the scene where she steals the limelight. Zhongnan, must people hate me so much now? If I marry you in the future, will they still see me as a thorn in their side? Will your parents also start disliking me? Tang Zhongnan's eyes followed me and Ji Qing all along, and he replied perfunctorily, "Don't read into things. My parents still respect my wishes. Her parents saved my whole family. We owe them gratitude. But the Tang family has raised Bai Jiaqiu for 10 years. The debt is paid. If she dares to bully you, I will protect you. Zhongnan, you're still the one who treats me well." Ling Jinjin leaned in Tang Zhongnan's arms. Her eyes filled with a deep calculation. 7. During a break in the banquet, I took a breath by the pond in the courtyard. Ling Jinjin carried over a wine cup. I had intended to leave to avoid bringing bad luck, but Ling Jinjin called me back. "What are you dodging? Do you have a ghost in your heart? Miss Ling is saying something I don't understand." Hee hee. In front of Zhong and you pretended to be my sister-in-law, but when no one is around you call me Miss Ling. Bai Jiaqiu, what are you thinking? Don't think I don't know. Let me tell you openly. There may already be a child of Zhongnan in my belly. Zhongnan now cannot do without me. Every day he requires me to be close with him. I advise you not to have any other thoughts about Zhongnan. Otherwise don't blame me for driving you away from the Tang family. I was amused by Ling Jinjin's words. With a spark of malice, I taunted. "You want me to leave the Tang family? What can you use to drive me away? On what basis can you drive me out? Because you are Zhong'an's woman. But I am also the eldest miss of the Tang family." My expression apparently pricked Ling Jinjin's pride, and she lunged at me. I dodged, and she fell into the water pond. The pond isn't very deep, but because the bottom is slippery. Ling Jinjin didn't stand up immediately and immediately cried for help. I was suddenly shoved, and I fell to the ground. Water splashed, soaking my clothes. Looking again at the person in front of him, Tang Zhongnan had already carried Ling Jinjin out. Ling Jinjin, tugging at Tang Zhongnan's clothing, cried, "Zhongnan, it's not about Qiuqiu. I just accidentally fell into the water myself. Whom are you fooling? I already told you that you might be pregnant. How could you be so careless? Bai Jiaqiu, how cruel you are." Just so eager to have Jinjin suffer a miscarriage, my palm touched the rocky path and was rubbed raw and bloody. Their clothes were stained red with blood, and the palms burned with a fierce, tingly pain. The pain in the palm is far less suffocating than what's in the heart. I almost forgot that Tang Zhongnan never believes me. In the previous life, he would believe anything cold Jinjin said, and he always speaks with bias. Moreover, this time he saw it with his own eyes. "Are you okay?" A pair of hands held me up and helped me to my feet. I blinked, tears sliding down the corners of my eyes. Ji Qing squeezed my hand and looked at me, frowning. "Why is this injury so serious?" Tang Zhongnan spoke coldly. "Ji Qing, didn't you see? Jinjin nearly drowned." "I saw it." "Tang Zhongnan, don't you have a brain? With so little water in your pond, even a dog couldn't drown. How could it drown cold Jinjin? She's so big. How much water did she spill out when she fell in? If you save people had been later, maybe all the water would have been splashed away by her." Tang Zhongnan fell silent for a moment, and cold Jinjin cried, "Zhongnan, don't quarrel with Ji Qing. I just wanted to say a few words to Qiuqiu earlier, thinking that we would be one family in the future. Trying to get closer in advance. I didn't expect Qiuqiu to be so repulsed by me. It's all my fault. You know it's your fault, but you won't keep quiet. You goad even though you know you're disliked. I don't know whether to say you deserve it or that you're cheap." Tang Zhongnan, Chiu grew up with us. You should be clear about her conduct. Do you really prefer to believe strangers over Chiu? Also, isn't there a surveillance camera up there? Miss Ling wants a clean record. You can have Tang Zhongyin check the surveillance if you want. Tang Zhongyin noticed Ling Jinjin's body stiffen, her crying while leaning in his arms. I know you're Chiu's boyfriend. You being biased toward Chiu is natural. I'm just an outsider. Zhongyin, could you send me back? I don't want to be seen by anyone. There were already people in the room who had seen what was happening here. Tang Zhongnan felt sorry for Ling Jinjin, frowned and warned me with a glance. This matter is not over. I will find out what exactly happened. He said this as he held Ling Jinjin and left. Ji Qing bowed his head and held my hand, saying, with your hand like this, I'll take you to the hospital to get it bandaged. He was resolute and even thoughtfully informed the godfather and godmother. After the wound was treated, I asked Ji Qing to send me back to school. Do you know what time it is? It's so late the dormitory doors are closed. Why not come to my house and crash for a night? I immediately said, no need. I'll just book a room at a hotel and crash for one night. Do you have clothes to change into? My cousin's room has some of her clothes. Go back with me first. I'll have someone bring you some clothes. We just announced our relationship today. Going to my house is more appropriate. Staying at a hotel would be embarrassing for me. He looked as if he were saying, you pick. I obediently said. Then please bother Ji Chengage, older brother Ji Cheng. Actually, I'm not much older than you. Only 4.5 years. Right. Just call me by my name. A Cheng. Boyfriend. Partner. I think people call it all the same. You choose one. Me. Ji Chengage. Today's matter. You're the one who provoked me first. You don't intend to just use me, do you? Ji Qing lost his smile, his eyes turning cold as he looked at me. I suddenly remembered some rumors about Ji Qing in the circle. As to Jian Qing, when he loses his temper, he becomes unrecognizable even to his relatives. I couldn't help swallowing and said, no, I would never use you. Then what about those letters you wrote to me? When will you give them to me? I thought to myself, the letters have all been burned by Tang Zhongyin. So there's no way to produce them anyway, but I fear death. So I plan to write a few perfunctory letters to him in a couple of days. Then I said, I'll give them to you in a couple of days. They are all in my room. Well, I'll ask you again in a few days. If you don't give it to me, I'll ask uncle and aunt. Me. My phone rang, saving me from Ji Cheng's questioning. I looked at my phone and froze at the 3 characters Tang Zhongyin. He had never called me proactively before. This was the first time for everything, but I didn't answer. I could almost sense the purpose of his call. It was just to teach me a lesson. I'm tired enough today and don't want to hear Tang Zhongyin's admonitions anymore. So I just shut down the device and dealt with it. Ji Qing glanced over, the corners of his lips rising in a faint smile. 9. In the evening, after a shower, the aunt wrapped my hand with plastic wrap. I managed to wash myself with one hand and put on pajamas. That night, I actually had good dreams. The next morning, my hand felt much better, and I opened my phone to find that Tang Zhongyin had called many times. There is more information. Tang Zhongyin, where are you? Tang Zhongyin. Answer my call. Tang Zhongyin. I checked the surveillance footage and I know it's not your problem. Right. Where are you now? Tang Zhongnan. Ba Jiaqiu. Where on earth are you? Are you with Ji Cheng? The last message was just after 3 in the morning. Tang Zhongnan. Did you sleep with Ji Cheng? I sneered coldly. He thinks everyone is like him. Reborn and coming back. Do you sleep alone? Auntie asked me to have breakfast, but I didn't see Ji Cheng. Auntie smiled and explained. Young master seems to have gone out last night and came back quite late. Everyone is still asleep. By the way, miss, the young master already said that Lao Chen will take you to school later. Okay. Thank you, Auntie. The young master also instructed that you should bring these ointments with you. If your hand hurts, go to the medical office to have a look. Okay. Thank you, Ji Changage, the young master said. If you want to thank him, you should hurry and give him his things. Me. People. Having a memory that's too good isn't good either. After eating, Uncle Chen sent me to school. And as soon as I got off the car, I bumped into Tang Zhonglan. His face was a bit bruised. But the moment he saw me, his eyes brightened a little. But it soon faded. Why didn't you answer my call? He asked me coldly. My phone is dead. I turned it on in front of him. But the phone powered off again due to low battery. Tang Zhonglan's expression brightened a little. Then he immediately turned cold again and asked, "Where were you last night?" I watched Tang Zhonglan's expression and found it amusing. Inheriting from older brother there. Tang Zhonglan's eyes suddenly sharpened. He stared at me as if trying to see through me. Why are you making trouble with me? I told you to find someone to sleep with. And you really went to sleep with him. Bai Jieqi. I didn't know you were such a cheap woman. I felt like I was choking in my chest. And in Tang Zhonglan's eyes, even if he saw the surveillance, he would know I didn't push Ling Jinjin. And he wouldn't let his bad impression of me change. When people lean too far, balance won't come. Never mind you. We have nothing to do with each other. Nothing to do with us. Yesterday your parents announced you are the Tang family's eldest daughter. And now you say it has nothing to do with you. Why don't you agree to be recognized as their daughter by your parents? Tang Zhonglan's shout drew quite a few people. I think he must be crazy. So I just told him frankly. After I accepted you as my goddaughter, you wouldn't think I like you. Tang Zhonglan, I really don't like you. If I've caused any misunderstanding before, I apologize to you. I was young and naive about people's feelings. Now I know what I want. After I finished speaking and was about to leave, Tang Zhonglan grabbed my hand. In a hoarse voice, he asked, "What is it that you want?" His voice sounded a little shaky. Perhaps he doesn't believe I harbor a lingering hatred for him. I continued, "Whatever you want. It's not you. Tang Zhonglan, I don't want you. I will never want you." After I finished speaking, I pulled away from Tang Zhonglan's hand. And the gauze on my hand pricked Tang Zhonglan's eyes. Only then did he remember that yesterday when he shoved me, he only opened his mouth once, and ultimately said nothing. 10. A month has finally passed. The day I leave the school has arrived. I have packed my things and left with my luggage. As soon as I went out, I saw Jiqing. I was a little surprised, not knowing how he came here. During this period I almost forgot Jiqing. What? You won't give me the letter? And you still want to run away? No. You just want to enter the institute. You don't want others to know. How did Jiqing know? I didn't say anything to anyone. The letters to my godparents should be sent tonight. I've told you. If you provoke me, you have to take responsibility. I'm giving you time to take the initiative, not to run on your own. In the previous life I was entangled by love. In this life I don't want to get involved in romantic feelings too deeply. The girl hesitating is understandable. But think. If Tang Zhonglan regrets it later, who can protect you? I feel like I went from the wolf's den into a tiger's cave. You threatened me. If I gave you the wrong impression before, I sincerely apologize. You could see what happened that day was beyond my control. Is it okay if I promise to help you do one thing? 2 things. At most 2. Jiqing looked at me with deep eyes, as if considering something. My heart leapt up. If Jiqing wouldn't let me go and reveal my situation to the Tang family, it would only bring trouble. Did you check your moments? I heard Ling Jinjin is pregnant, and Tang Zhonglan will marry Ling Jinjin soon. I didn't intend to force you. Just wanted to give you one more option. Qiu Tao. Look at me more. I'm better than Tang Zhonglan. Me. This person is suited for sales. When he starts pitching, he can do it in sets after sets. Jiqing finally agreed to let me help him with 2 tasks and then he let me go. In the end, I smoothly joined the research institute. After half a month of getting familiar, I finally began to adapt to the institute's pace. And my days were fulfilling. Just recently, Tang Zhonglan has been harassing me, asking where I am. I did not block him, and I did not reply, because I know that once I block him, he will immediately go to complain to my godfather and godmother. After I left, my godfather called to ask me whether I like Tang Zhongan. If I do like him, he would support me. He could tell that my feelings for Tang Zhongan were different, which is why he asked this. I clearly told him that I have no romantic feelings for Tang Zhongan. What I like is Ji Cheng, so please ask him to keep it secret from me and not tell Tang Zhongan where I am. If Tang Zhongan hasn't found me for so long, it shows that my adoptive father hasn't said much. The messages from Tang Zhongan that I receive are increasing. Tang Zhongan, where did you go exactly? Do you think I'll care about you just by doing this? Do you think this will draw my attention? Something's wrong. Tang Zhongan, by Jiaqiu. I'm saying this again, answer the phone. Where did you go exactly? Tang Zhongan, Jin already has a child. I won't like anyone else again. Tang Zhongan, by Jiaqiu. Why don't you respond to me? Do you feel guilty? Or are you afraid that after responding you'll be unable to resist liking me? Tang Zhongan, by Jiaqiu. Where on earth are you? Tang Zhongan. Why doesn't Ji Cheng know where you went either? By Jiaqiu. Are you hiding from me for fun? Are you this guilty? Looking at Tang Zhongan's message, I furrowed my brows. This man is also interesting. In the previous life he clearly hated me to death. And this life I won't cling to him. Yet he has started to cling to me. Doesn't he believe I don't like him? I was thinking about it when Ji Cheng called me. Sister, brother now has a life or death matter to ask you. Can you meet one condition? When Ji Cheng and I sat together to apply for the marriage certificate, I had already thought it through clearly, agreeing so readily to the pain. Are you really willing to register your marriage with me? Ji Cheng still didn't quite believe it. I forced a smile, feeling guilty. Of course it's true. Today I'll take you to meet my godfather and godmother. And after we meet them I'll take you to see my grandfather and grandmother. Ji Cheng's lips trembled with a smile. What? Think I'm not trustworthy? Want to take me home to show off? I sighed and said, my grandfather isn't in good health. His greatest wish is to see me settled down. Ji Cheng reached out and touched my hand, softly saying, don't be afraid. I'll always be with you. I hummed a reply, though I hadn't actually heard what he said. All my thoughts were about how to explain to my family tonight that Ji Cheng had brought me home. 12. Sure enough, when we returned to the Tang family, we ran into Tang Zhongan and Ling Jinjin. The younger sister is back. Where have you been all this time? Zhongan is especially worried about you. Even the news of my pregnancy wouldn't make him happy. Ling Jinjin speaks with a sly, sour tone. I glanced at Tang Zhongan, and he spoke coldly. I didn't care about her. I'm just afraid she'll die outside, and people will say the Tang family is ungrateful. Tang Zhongan still had anger in his eyes. I smiled and said, brother, sister-in-law doesn't need to worry about me. I'm doing well with Ji Cheng. By the way, I obtained our marriage certificate with Ji Cheng today, and I came back especially to tell Dad and Mom. Ling Jinjin said instantly, did you really register your marriage with Ji Cheng? Tang Zhongan clenched his fists, staring at me hard, trying to see the truth. Aunt came out and told me to go in. Dad and Mom were already seated. Unexpectedly, Ji Cheng's parents were also there. Ji Cheng, this kid is just fooling around. How can you register without saying a word to Qiuzhu? Isn't this wronging Qiuzhu? Today we are here to apologize. Don't worry. What others have, Qiuzhu will have too. Ji Cheng's parents, true to their wealthy and powerful status, spoke, and as soon as they finished, there was the sound of a car outside, with people coming and going. I went out to take a quick look and saw Ji Cheng bringing quite a few people and moving a lot of things over. He was holding a bunch of roses, and when he saw me he immediately smiled, hugged me, and tucked the roses into my arms. What are you doing? What? You probably think I got married to hide my marriage, right? Then what's the point of me marrying? I just didn't want to be pressured into marriage, so I got married. We help each other out, and good people should keep their word. Me, Tang Zhongan and the others came out. and I could only smile, keeping Ji Chang's arm as I walked back into the room. When I passed by Tang Zhongnan, his gaze could kill the two of us. Because we had already registered, the godparents didn't require an engagement ceremony. But a wedding banquet would certainly be held. Tang Zhongnan is older than me, and with Ling Jinjin pregnant, his wedding came before mine. That night, Ji Chang's parents left Ji Chang at the Tang family, or more precisely, left him in my room to cultivate feelings. No. This is too fast. I feel like something is off somewhere. I'm only pretending to be married. How did it get to a point where we can't end it now? Ji Chang and I faced each other in the room. Ji Chang smiled and said, "Do you want to take a shower first? Or should I?" "I'll go first. There are some things in the bathroom that are not convenient for men to see, so I can only go in first to tidy things up." When I was showering, I think I heard someone knock on the door, but when I asked Ji Chang, he said he didn't hear anything. Next door lives Tang Zhongnan. Maybe someone knocked on his door. After taking a bath, Ji Chang took the bathrobe his aunt had given him to go shower. I started skincare, and he hadn't come out yet by the time I finished touching up. Ji Chang walked over casually, took the hair dryer, and helped me blow dry my hair. I felt my cheeks burning a little. This was the first time I had been so close to another man. Just as my hair was halfway blown dry, the door rang. I stood up to go open the door, but Ji Chang held my shoulder. In a hoarse voice, he spoke to whoever was outside the door. "It's not convenient to come in. Let's talk tomorrow." Me. It's a completely misleading tone. There was no sound outside the door. Only my embarrassment inside the room. Lying on the bed. My boundaries with Ji Chang are clear, and I feel so embarrassed that I've been swallowing hard the whole time. Ji Chang puffed a laugh. "If you're so craving, brother, why not come over and touch me?" 13. The next day, Ji Chang and I left the Tang family. I did not see Tang Zhongnan, only the tired face of Ling Jinjin. Ji Chang and I returned to our hometown and met Grandpa and Grandma. Grandma is in good health. Grandpa's health is a bit strained, but his spirit is still okay. Seeing my marriage, Ji Chang and the others looked very satisfied. Coincidentally, the wheat has matured. Ji Chang helped harvest the wheat, and Grandpa was very pleased with him. In the evening, he also cooked something tasty for Ji Chang, but after eating, Ji Chang couldn't sleep at night. Grandpa wants to hug his great-grandson. "The soup you gave me is a bit nourishing." Don't say such fierce, brutal words to me. Chio. I feel bad. I'm troubled. Then what should we do? I can't let Ji Chang sleep, right? Won't that be more troublesome? I don't want you to take responsibility. Okay. Just help me out a bit. Today I also helped Grandpa harvest the wheat, didn't I? Do I really not have to take responsibility? A heartless woman. Ji Chang smirked and toppled onto me, kissing me as he descended. I heard someone knock at the door. Ji Chang would not let go of me, and I could only vaguely hear Grandpa go to answer the door. As if bringing someone in, Ji Chang became rough, and I couldn't help but moan twice. Suddenly it grew quiet outside, and not long after someone went out. Ji Chang spoke in a hoarse voice to entice me in the dark. "Tell me you love me, Chio Ho." I love you. Well, you naughty one. It's me who loves you. Ji Chang loves me. When? My brain is overloaded. 14. I only learned the next day that Tang Zhongnan had come last night and left some gifts before leaving. Grandfather blushed and said to Ji Chang, "Youth is a good thing." So annoying. When I returned to the Tang family, I learned that Ling Jinjin had an abortion in order to find Tang Zhongnan. It rained these past couple of days. Ling Jinjin slipped and fell, and their originally scheduled wedding date was postponed. I married Ji Changxian. After that I moved to Ji Chang's villa to live. Continued my research, and only occasionally had time to visit my godparents. Later I heard from my godmother that Tang Zhongnan and Ling Jinjin had a dispute. Ling Jinjin seems easy to get along with, but she's very calculating. Before she even enters the door she's thinking about the housekeeper's affairs. She even urged Shonen to put the shares under her name. Isn't that messing around? Swindling money. And not even with such a plan. I did not express an opinion because it had nothing to do with me. Later, people in the circle were saying that Tang Shonen and Ling Jingjin fought several times, making a big fuss. As if Tang Shonen had someone in his heart. Ling Jingjin accused Tang Shonen of forgetting his original intention. That night, Ji Qing came back very angrily. He said he wanted a second condition, asking me to give him a child. During this time I like Ji Qing more and more. Because he always puts me first and never sacrifices me. He respects me a lot and would never stop me from doing what I love. On the contrary, he supports me. I really like children and also want to have a child full of love. Later I became pregnant. After the check, the doctor said it was twins, which surprised Ji Cheng's family very much. But I still do my research. It's just that Ji Qinghui will come to pick me up sooner or later. One day later, Ji Qing was unable to come due to something, and I met Tang Shonen. I held an umbrella while he was getting drenched in the rain. We looked at each other through the rain curtains. He trotted forward with red eyes, lowering his head to look at me, as if he was gazing at someone from his memories. Are you also reborn? You hate me. So in this life you don't want to marry me, don't want to have our child. Is that right? Isn't this what you want? In a past life you killed me and our child with your own hands. So why should I repeat the same mistake in this life? Tang Shonen, you didn't choose me. So whatever happens to you and Ling Jingjin has nothing to do with me. I only hope you won't pin your affairs on me. Tang Shonen slowly knelt in the rain, reaching out to gently wrap his arms around my calves. Head bowed, trembling as he said, but, Chiu. To regret it. The rain fell harder and harder, to the point that I couldn't hear Tang Shonen's words clearly. She who harmed me and our child in my past life, just to save Ling Jingjin. How can she tell me now that she regrets it? Don't be cheap. Tang Shonen. You don't actually love anyone. You're just willful. If you can't have it, you think it's the best. Right. You're really cheap. After I finish speaking, I shake off Tang Shonen and walk past him. Tang Shonen, kneeling on the ground, turns around and shouts at me. Chiu. The one I love in my heart is you. I have you in my heart. And Ling Jingjin is the mistake. Chiu. Forgive me. My body stiffened. Ha. What a joke. I didn't even turn my head and said, go ask the child you harmed and my past self whether I will forgive you. Don't appear in front of me again, because I really feel nauseated. Tang Shonen's shoulders instantly sank as he watched me leave with his eyes wide open. I'm holding an umbrella and walking my own path, steadfast forward. Cold Jingjin's child is the one I killed. The people I bribed helped me do it. They killed my child. How could I tolerate the birth of their child? As for the two of them, I want them to stay alive only to be repelled by each other, to be tormented, until death. End.